Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the Leatt 7.5 MultiTour Jacket. So this is now going to sit at the top of Leatt's adventure line. Keep in mind, adventure segment is new for Leatt. This is really something we've seen them break into this year, and previously Leatt's been a premium player in the enduro and the off-road world, but now we're seeing them really kind of push harder into the ADV world. And what we're going to get with their 7.5 MultiTour is a top of their food chain jacket coming in around the $650 price point. And really the too long didn't read as we work our way through this is that for the $650 price point, this thing is punching way outside its weight class. If we were to see this jacket with this kind of feature set from a similar player in an established ADV brand, this jacket would most likely be north of $1,000. So really, what you're getting here is a jacket that's going to give you a lot of functionality, a lot of safety baked in for not a lot of money. And I think there's going to be a lot of people looking at this jacket as really a four-season option within that ADV world, whether you're looking to stay on road or you want to venture a little bit more off-road. Again, that's where Leatt is probably the most comfortable with, but they've really kind of upped their game with what we're seeing for their on-road ADV offering. So let's start off with sizing. Mr. McHugh on my left-hand side stands at 6 feet tall. He weighs in at 220 pounds, has a 44-inch chest, uses Leatt's size chart, puts him in an XL. That is the size that he is wearing here. Only note is that with all those liners in there, there's a drop thermal as well as a drop waterproof liner. It does feel a bit heavy and a bit bulky, but still nice range of motion. And if you start to pull those liners out when you're riding in the warmer months of the year, very comfortable option. Sizes will range from a small up to a 5XL, and there's 3 different colors to choose from. So as long as you're using the size chart, you should have no surprises with this particular piece. So from a construction standpoint, we're looking at polyester ripstop throughout. If you're not familiar with ripstop, you're going to see these little tiny squares. This is something that's been around for a while. The idea here is if you're riding off-road, you start to snag something or you get a little pull, the rip doesn't continue, just giving you longevity in a garment that's really meant to take a lot of abuse in an off-road world. The other thing you'll note as we look at the shoulders here is you're getting a layer of super fabric over top of the shoulder and the elbow, that area that's going to take even more abuse. Super fabric is little thermal welded plates that is something like 11 to 12 times more abrasion resistant than leather. It gives you a little bit more of a slide feel to it as well. So if you do go down on the ground, you're going to get a little more slide functionality there, as well as that extra level of abrasion resistance. The other part you'll notice here are the mesh panels throughout. We have this one opened up on Pat's chest, and you're going to have a little magnet in here. So once you roll it down, the magnet connects and it holds this into place. The left side is zipped up, so that's going to block the air, or if you're riding in the warm months of the year, you get the airflow through here. Now, if you're comparing this with other jackets within Leatt's adventure line, we've already seen them come out with the FlowTour, which is around $500. The FlowTour is more of a full mesh chassis. You're getting a waterproof liner in there, but not, much else from a functionality standpoint. That's really going to be aimed at your, 1 to 2 season hot weather riding. And then you're looking at the Dry Tour, which is coming in around the $600 price point, and that's really probably a little bit more street focused and cold weather focus. That's going to be a laminate waterproof, and it's going to have a destination thermal in there, but it's not going to give you the true 4-season functionality that we're seeing with this. So when we're talking about 4-season functionality, the liners that you're going to see here, you're going to have a destination waterproof liner, full sleeve, looks really sharp, and then snapping into that is a thermal full sleeve liner. So the thermal full sleeve is not destination. However, you can wear it on the inside of your destination waterproof and get a little bit more warmth as well as waterproof protection if you're sitting around a campfire or if you're on a multi-day tour and the nights are getting a little bit chilly. You can take the shell off and you can wear that as a destination liner. One note, and we'll get through it as we get to the cuff, the liners do zip in to the cuff. But let's start at the top and work our way down. So we got the snapback for the collar on this. Mr. McHugh is wearing it the same way I would, a little bit extra room at the neck, but you can Velcro that closed. Microfiber at the top of the collar for additional comfort. You're going to notice you have the attachment point if you're using this with a Leatt neck brace, and you'll see the little Hydra port. This will be able to accommodate a hydration pack in this, and then the hydration mouthpiece will come out from underneath here and attaches here. So you don't have to wear a separate backpack if you don't want to. As you work your way down, ripstop over the shoulders with that super fabric right there. The note here too, the armor in this is a CE Level 2 armor. This is a proprietary armor from Leatt. You're getting CE Level 2 armor included at the elbows, the shoulders, the chest, and the back for a full CE AA abrasion resistance garment when you factor in all the material here. So from an impact protection, you're getting CE Level 2 armor throughout the entire jacket standard, and you're getting CE Level AA abrasion resistance throughout. As you work your way down the jacket, little extra snaps of adjustment at the bicep. You're getting a slider at the forearm. It's a Velcro slider right there, so you can kind of ratchet that down. And then a full vented system with this, so if you are taking those liners out, massive amount of air coming up throughout the arm and then through the chest as well. Velcro closure at the cuff on this. Now the one note, and I said I would mention this a second ago, if you are wearing this with the liners and the liners zip into the cuff on this, it can cause some discomfort. We've heard some customer complaints with this. Pat and I were trying it on earlier, especially if you're using it over the cuff, kind of a gauntlet glove, which puts extra pressure there. It can cause discomfort with the way the zippers are if you're using all the liners. Would love to see Leatt refine this in the future, but it's not a deal breaker, especially considering the price point. And if you're using this in the warmer months or you're riding off-road where you're not using all the liners, you're not gonna have to worry about the discomfort there. From the front all the way down, you're gonna see that ripstop continue throughout. You're gonna see the main zip work its way down. You are gonna have a magnet closure over there as well to make sure you're not scratching your tank. You're gonna have hand warmer pockets as well as drop pockets, and you can see the way the mesh is coming throughout. So if you're pulling those liners out, you're getting a massive amount of air through the chest. Really easy to unzip, roll them in, and then you do have a magnet holding this in place. Can you go ahead and face sideways for me, straight the riding position. Dual adjusters at the side. You can slide this into place. I will just say it's a little bit hard to do when you're wearing the jacket with one hand. So you want to kind of get this fit before you go out and ride. It's not going to be an easy slide system. So you want to kind of fine tune the fit, get the jacket on, and then you are going to have an additional Velcro closure down at the bottom just for fine tuning. Working your way down throughout the shoulders, you can get a real solid view of the ripstop here, and then the pops are reflective throughout all the little Leatt logos that you're going to see on this particular piece. The other note is you are going to be able to pull that armor out from the outside, so you don't have to worry about adjusting the armor or changing armor from the inside. You can, if you need to, access the armor from the outside of the jacket with a little bit of a zipper there. McHugh, go ahead and face backwards for me. The snap at the top, this is actually going to be the mounting point for the waterproof liner. So really easy to kind of get that situated at the top there. And then just a little hang tag if you're putting this on a hook or something in your closet. Like I said, it is neck brace ready. And then just taking a look at the top on this, Velcro at the top, zipper down below, and you are going to have that same magnetic system. So if you roll this down, you are going to see the massive mesh panel. You can see right here where that magnet is sewn into place. That holds it in. You tuck that down, and you're going to have your Hydra port on the outside. So if you do want to add a hydration pack, you can add that right in there. You are going to have a small little rabbit pouch on the back. I would say this is probably going to be large enough to be able to fit the thermal liner, probably not the waterproof in there. And then there's an extra little storage compartment on the back as well. So there's actually two compartments in here when you're looking at one that's going to be within the waterproof liner and then one that's a little bit more breathable out there. So a little bit of options for storage as you're working this in. And then there is a full circumference zipper to match this to the pants. Go ahead and unzip for me, Pat, and we'll take a look at the inside here. So Pat went ahead and unsnapped it from the waterproof destination liner. Again, really sharp looking destination waterproof. You can see as you're looking on the inside, you have that CE Level 2 chest armor included. Not a lot of additional pockets on the inside. You are gonna have one Napoleon pocket over on the left-hand side. But other than that, minimal pockets in the outside chassis. You are getting hand warmer pockets for the waterproof. And Pat, go ahead and let's open the waterproof for a second. You can see how the thermal liner kind of matches into this. So the thermal liner snaps in. So you want to figure out how you want to run this in advance, but the thermal liner is not destination in its own right. It would be something that you can either pick or choose to use with the waterproof liner, but really sophisticated in its design. And compared to some of the other 3-liner jackets that we're seeing where you have the outside shell and then 2 inner liners, it's definitely more comfortable, and additional pockets on the inside thermal as well. Sir, you can go ahead and zip up for me. So when you're looking at this compared to some of the other players in the established ADV world, you're looking at a jacket that's offering a lot of sophistication for true 4-season functionality. And at $650, you're getting really top-notch from a protection standpoint and armor standpoint. And the proprietary waterproof that's used in this is a 30K. And really, that's the measurement of how much water it keeps out and how much moisture it allows to be breathable. When we're looking at something like Gore-Tex, Gore-Tex is usually somewhere in the upper end of 20K range in and out. So again, it's a pretty sophisticated waterproof system. Even though it is their proprietary system, it's competing with some of the top names in waterproofing out there. The only downside is it is not a laminate waterproof, so if you're out there on a multi-day ride, the outer shell will take the abuse from a wetness standpoint. It'll just keep you dry on the inside, but that's where you're getting the functionality. You can remove that on the hotter days to allow for more airflow. So a lot of options out there in the ADV world to choose from. This is obviously Leatt's first foray into the adventure world, and it's really impressive to see what they've been able to do here. So Leatt 7.5 MultiTour Jacket. If you want more information, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews. You can check out the details on the product page. And if you're still not sure which adventure jacket is right for you and your ADV flavor of adventure, you can always reach out to one of our customer service reps and they can walk you through the different options available to make sure that you find the right jacket for your riding style as well as your budget. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Leatt 7.5 MultiTour Jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.